Welcome to Channel 18 News. I'm Jim Rogers. A call in reference to criminal trespass at the Ferrari Inn led to the arrest of Marcus Dwayne Farmer, age 32, of Quitman. Farmer was found hiding in a bathroom with a cigarette packet containing several baggies of a white crystal-like substance believed to be methamphetamine. When Silver Springs police officers arrived at the Ferrari Inn, they spoke with management and went to the room where the subject was located. With permission from the occupants of the room, the Silver Springs police officer searched the room and adjoining bathroom where he found Farmer. Farmer is in Hopkins County Jail, charged with possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, less than 1 gram, more than 1 gram, but less than 4 grams. He's being held on a $15,000 bond. City Manager Mark Maxwell said he was not surprised by the response of the Texas State Association of Firefighters to consolidate the management of, in their opposition to consolidate the management of the Silver Springs Police Department and the City Fire Department. Maxwell noted that the TSAFF is made up of current and retired firefighters and serves to hear and support grievances filed by the members. The organization did not contact Maxwell prior to Monday to question the validity of concerns expressed. Monday, the union urged the city of Silver Springs to publicly disclose its plans for the fire department and to allow public comment before finalizing them. In a letter sent to Silver Springs City Manager Mark Maxwell, TSAFF President John Riddle said, "Our association and firefighters throughout Texas are deeply concerned with developments regarding the fire services in Silver Springs." Maxwell stated that he anticipates the council to follow through in naming Police Chief Jay Sanders as Director of Public Service for the city during their meeting Tuesday night. The decision is based on studies of other cities that have adopted the same management style.
Youth and music minister of Wesley United Methodist Church, Joe Clark, came in to tell us about Miles Pike. Now, Miles is a native Texan with a 5-octave range. He is a singer, songwriter, and gospel musician. He's inspired listeners around the nation, and he is coming to Sulphur Springs. In fact, 5 of his singles have reached #1 positions on radio charts. Miles Pike will be here at Wesley Methodist Church in Sulphur Springs on Saturday, November 11th, in a 6 p.m. free concert. Let's find out more.
Our congregation wanted to have some different kind of, I wouldn't call it entertainment, but music venue kind of stuff going on, and so found this fella named Miles Pike. He's from Jacksonville, Texas, and a real gifted vocalist and songwriter. He's won a lot of awards through the years, and we're real pleased to have him this next Saturday.
Okay, Saturday the 11th?
That's correct.
Okay. And would that be evening?
Yeah, we're going to start the concert at 6 p.m.
Okay.
This Saturday.
Is it a free concert?
It is. And that was, we debated on whether or not to charge, because this guy, he really is a talented artist, and but after listening to his music and hearing his testimony, he really just said, hey, I don't necessarily need to be paid. God always provides, and so he's going to bring his albums, his records, and they'll be for sale. Okay. And he's confident, and we're confident that once we hear his gifted music, we're just going to want to buy lots of albums. So it is a free concert.
Well, in his bio, there is something in there that just makes me really want to hear him. Miles Pike is his name, and he is said to have a 5-octave range.
That's right, which is really unusual. I think Roy Orbison is the only other artist that comes to mind.
Wow.
And of course, I'm not saying this guy is Roy Orbison, but obviously he's a very gifted musician and singer, and yeah, to hear anyone with a 5-octave range to be able to sing, that's very impressive.
Well, in his bio, he tells about how when he was singing soprano in a boys' choir, he was raised in church. But when he hit puberty, then he went to become a bass, like immediately, and I guess he can cover everything in between there. But he's also unusual because, well, he is legally blind. He does not drive. It was a genetic blindness, and so he concentrates his life on a ministry. He loves the music that he writes and performs and records, and it is his ministry.
It is. And a lot of times it's difficult for folks to really find a ministry, something that they are passionate about and are also good at. So this guy, it's really awesome that he's able to serve in ministry in the area that he's passionate about, and also provide for his family in that way.
Well, and maybe not have to go too far from home. He's touring, but around Northeast Texas right now that we know about, and his tours may be further out than that. We'll find out.
Oh, absolutely. This past year, as a matter of fact, I think he's traveled to 17 states and also Sweden and England. So he's traveled abroad as a touring musician. So yes, he's accomplished.
Well, he mentions his wife as being a huge help to him and a huge part of his life.
I'm sure.
She is his best friend, pianist, chauffeur, joke tester, shrewd critic, and wise counselor.
All of the above. And thank goodness, yeah, I'm sure.
And we'll be finding out more about how he takes his love of God and all the blessings and gifts that he's been given and is turning that into a way to reach people at small churches such as ours at Wesley.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I would encourage the listeners today to check out this guy's current signal. Again, this is Miles Pike. And if you'd like to listen in, his current single, it's at number 7 on the national charts, Christian country charts. It's entitled "Don't Unpack Your Bags." Miles Pike, "Don't Unpack Your Bags." Really good song. Might check that out.
That is great. Number 7.
Number 7 on
That's pretty good.
It is.
Well, we'll be looking forward to meeting Miles Pike. I think he's not a very old person.
No, I think mid-30s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, and that'll be Saturday evening, 6 o'clock at Wesley United Methodist Church, which if people don't know where Wesley is, it's on a corner
of Texas and Kyle Street, or Whitworth Street. It changes.
That street that runs right beside Brookshire's.
Correct. So just about 3 blocks behind Brookshire's, you'll find the brown church with the tall roof. That's right.
We usually enter from the parking lot side with the glass doors. The front door is really hardly ever really used. Is that right? It's over on Texas Street.
Well, that's correct, Janola. When the church was built, Texas Street was kind of the main entrance of the church, and through the years that's kind of been rearranged, and a lot of the life goes on in the gym section of the church, which is actually the back of the church now. So, but yeah, once people show up, there will be door greeters and people to take you where you need to go. Okay. So don't let that mess you up.
It's a big, lovely sanctuary. 614 Texas is really the address of Wesley. And you're going to need to know that because there's lots more going on at Wesley. In fact, before we can hardly turn around, it's going to be a long-standing tradition, Fall Roundup.
Oh, yeah, that's exciting. So we're getting geared up for Fall Roundup this year. It's going to be November 18th, just the Saturday before Thanksgiving. We're going to cook Hopkins County stew, chicken, beef, chili. We'll have a really big auction, live auction, as well as a silent auction. There will be an opportunity to buy goods kind of like Grandma used to make. You know, if you ever have a hankering for old style jams or canned fruits, things of that sort that your grandma used to make, and you just don't get it anymore. Well, there's a place that you can get it at Wesley. It's called our Country Store, and the elderly ladies of our church make all of those kind of things that we wish we could go buy in a store, but you just can't get it in a store. So it's a great opportunity to get that kind of stuff, as well as just meet new people, have some time to see some folks you haven't seen in a long time, as well as support the ministries that are a part of this community. So,
you know what, Joe, so many people who are working and live in the community now, have raised their families, even if they don't go to Wesley today, they have strong connections with Wesley Methodist. They may have been members, their kids may have gone through the youth ministry there. Wesley has always had a strong youth ministry.
Yeah, and it's really important. The church realizes that its role in the community as a minister, the church itself as a minister, is very important. And we have deep roots in this community. Obviously, this church was founded in the 50s, in the 1950s, and through the years we've grown to partner with other churches to help grow this community. It's something that's at the heart of the church, and so that's really what Fall Roundup is about. It's really our primary fundraiser to fund the ministries that will take place in the next year within the community.
And one of those is at Backpack Buddies.
That's correct.
It's very important work that's done there.
Yeah, Backpack Buddies is a program that began a couple of years ago, and it's a program that helps, I would say, school kids, elementary children who are in need, and we kind of make these little packs full of candy and cookies, nutritious things as well, probably more nutritious than junk food. But anyway, once a week we take it to their schools, and the teachers pass these bags out, and we partner with schools and other churches in the community to not only do this here in Sulphur Springs schools, but also in some of the community schools, county schools.
It's come to the attention, many children don't have a lot of choices of foods through a weekend's time when they're not in the public school lunch system.
Yep.
So this Backpack Buddies helps in that way.
Correct.
Fall Roundup, it's almost like a reunion of friends. So be sure and come. Some of the very best stew and chili cooks in all of Hopkins County.
That is true.
Can hold their origins there at Wesley Methodist, of having been cooks there. Some of them who win at the stew contest.
That's right. If you went to the stew contest this year but just didn't get to that championship pot of stew, then you have another opportunity at Wesley Methodist Church, 614 Texas Street.
And it just might be the Clark family you're referring to there.
Maybe.
The live auction is usually huge. Silent auction goes all around the edges of the room. With your stew and chili and trimmings, you get wonderful homemade desserts that the ladies of the church love to make.
That's right. And my dad, he loves pecan pie, and every year he searches that whole, I don't know how long that table is that holds those desserts, but he walks down the row and searches all the pies until he finds that perfect piece of pecan pie. And we laugh at him every year.
Well, there's a table of plenty waiting for you at Fall Roundup at Wesley Methodist, and that'll be November 18th, and that's a Saturday, just a week before Thanksgiving. And then this Saturday evening, Miles Pike.
Miles Pike in concert, 5-octave range, free to the public. We're really excited.
You've got to come and see him and meet him and hear him.
Thinking about running for political office in Hopkins County as a Republican? The Republican Party of Hopkins County will hold a public sign-up at 9:30 a.m. Saturday at the district courtroom on the second floor of the county courthouse. Local offices on the 2018 election ballot will be district clerk, county judge, county treasurer, county clerk, both justices of the peace, county court at law judge, county commissioners for Precinct 2 and Precinct 4. Saturday is the first day for sign up for public office, with Monday, December 11th, the final date to file. The primary election is set for Tuesday, March 6, 2018, and if needed, a runoff date is Tuesday, May 22nd. November 6th of 2018 is Election Day, with early voting beginning October 22nd of 2018. According to Donnie Weisenbaker, chairman for the Hopkins County Republican Party, anyone who desires to run for a public or party office should bring their application form and submit it to the county chairman. Texas State Senate District 2, currently held by Bob Hall, and House District 2, Dan Flynn, will also be on the ballot, but they must file in Austin. Here's Don Julian with sports.
On Coordinator Tuesday, Wildcats offensive coordinator Matt Young discusses the Greenville win last Friday at the Prim, and he gives us a preview of the Hallsville defense the Wildcats will see Friday night on the road.
It was a big win. I thought we did a good job of execution. It's kind of been a few weeks in a row here. Still always an emphasis that we got to hang on to the ball. If we do, we're possibly able to put them away a little bit earlier. Really proud of the guys, O-line, running backs, really everybody, how they contributed to the last drive. We took the ball with 6:03 left in the game. 21-7 was on the scoreboard, but in our mind it was 21-15 because of the 8-point differential, the key to it. And we got it all the way down to 0. Great way to finish it. Physically, just great execution up front. Ethan Rogers played extremely physical. Great Jesus Olivo was back and mashing bodies. I thought Colton Allen, Cern Rogers did a good job running along with Ryan Humphreys. Gave us some good strong runs inside to get first downs. Got to compliment the guys on the outside, Landry Tyson, Simeon Taylor. Those guys very unselfishly did a good job blocking on that long. So really proud of the guys offensively.
All right. Yeah, it just seemed like everything worked. Coach Owens, and of course, you bragged on the offensive line, but he said he thought it was their really best game and very physical for that group, which is important to him.
Yeah, probably the most physical they've played across the board. Norris English, Ian Blanche, they had a challenge ahead of them, and they handled it. We go in looking to be balanced, but because of the success we were having there, we rode it, and the game kind of switched there about mid-third quarter, where it was let's get to the end with this lead that we have, and they were able to maintain the consistency even though the opponent knew what was coming and convert things. Logan Cate and Jermon Brian Amos, those two guys are a little B-back, not little, but those guys did a great job. They had a big challenge, one we were concerned about going in, and they really handled their job well.
All right. Got Hallsville now, and how do they impress you on defense?
It seems like we always play Hallsville week 10 with something on the line, and here they are again. They've got a new coaching staff, but really it's the same Hallsville. They're a physical bunch, extremely well coached. Their kids play really hard. They trigger really well on the ball. They probably have some better size on the D-line consistently than what we've seen. They don't necessarily have the big 77 that Greenville had, but they've got some big, thick guys that play hard, squeeze well. Their linebackers are a little bit undersized, but play really fast. And then they have some guys in the back end that can make plays. Their outside linebacker, number 19, is probably the best player defensively. So they do a good job of mixing things up. They kind of have a game plan of the week to take away what you do best. And so our challenge is to find out what their plan is to stop us and then attack it.
Awfully impressive. They've lost some close games this year. I know they've only won one, but like Texas High last week, they had them on the ropes.
Yeah, they had the ball inside the 10 with less than 2 minutes left and turned it over. And they did it by just mixing up looks. They probably blitzed more last week than they ever had. They ran a coverage that they hadn't ran hardly at all year long. So they really kind of threw the book at them, and we got to be ready for the same thing.
Wildcats defensive coordinator Tristan Abram talks about the Greenville win on Friday, and he tells us about the Hallsville offense presenting a challenge for the Wildcats defense this Friday.
As far as defensively, I think that's the most, in all honesty, complete true game that we played. I really felt like we were dominant from the first snap until the last snap. Actually, the last snap that we played defensively, we gave up a touchdown, but we were still dominant. Had just a small mistake on a bad step by one of our DBs, and guy got open, but. Other than that, we did exactly what we had wanted to do. We played aggressively. We didn't blow many assignments, and whenever we did blow an assignment, there was someone there to clean up the mess that was created. And I thought the kids played really great. They played really hard, played with a lot of emotion. And did a great job of forcing turnovers and getting off the field and not having to defend, too many snaps.
Well, that defensive line putting on the heat on the quarterback and just disrupting everything Greenville was trying to do. Those guys did a really, really good job.
Yes, they did. When we give out our awards on Mondays after a win, and after we started naming who we thought our what we call primetime players are, every one of the D linemen were named, and Jose Rodriguez said, "Hey, that's all of us," and that was really good, because they did a great job, and I felt like they needed to be rewarded for that because, Jose and Deodric and Calvin and then Evan Rushing came in. Evan came in at a crucial time and recovered a fumble. Arrington came in. Michael Arrington came in and played some snap. All of those guys did a really good job of maintaining what we were trying to do. So if there was a guy that came off the bench, he just picked up where the last guy left off, and then it was really good to see that happening. And besides those guys, I really thought that Kylan Wade had a really good game. Having him back, it brings another dynamic to our defense, as well as Jackson Renault and KJ Abram both played really good games. KJ actually, second week in a row, he was the leading tackler, and like I said, that he's the leading tackler because Jackson is actually having to take on some blocks at times to keep KJ free, and I thought Kason Churchman played a really good game as well. In the secondary, those guys did a great job. A few of those sacks, I'm going to say, were covered sacks, and Terrell Turman, again, another good game. Dede Dugan, DJ Abram, Sebastian Adams. Sebastian got a little banged up in the first half and actually didn't play the second half, but he still, in the first half of the game, he did a good job deflecting the ball that Kylan Wade picked off. And then Austin Dodd and Jace Thompson came in to help clean up some of that slack pick up some of that slack whenever Sebastian couldn't play in the second half. So, as an entire defense, I thought we did a really good job of executing the game plan, putting pressure on them and making it tough for them to move the football and trying to stop what they were trying to do to move the ball.
Now, your mission this week, should you choose to accept, is to take on a Hallsville team that just scored, 34, 35 points against Texas High.
Yes, you're exactly right. And I'll tell you, like I've told several people already, Hallsville is probably the best 1-8 team that I've seen. And I'm not just saying that because, I'm sure other people have said, but they really are. They are the best 1-8 team I have ever seen. I was just talking to Coach Warren just a few minutes ago, and we agreed that they haven't won some games because for whatever reason there's just something that goes wrong in a drive. They might fumble, or there might be an interception, or there might be some type of miscue with where the back is supposed to go, or something. But they are moving the ball on people. And the style of offense that they run, it makes it tough. We're fixing to face a team that they're going to line up in a wing set with a quarterback that is extremely athletic, and one of several running backs that are extremely athletic in the backfield with him. And then the next thing you know, they're lining up with a wing, and there's nobody in the backfield, so it's an empty. There's so much that they do. They motion. There's so much they do that it's actually very concerning. Because they are moving the ball on people. They're moving the ball on people, and obviously they're putting points up, as we just stated about Texas High. They're putting points up on really good defenses. So we have to come out and play sound defense. I'm going to be straight up. It's not a game where we can, be aggressive as far as the calls go like we could last week, because the style of or the scheme that they're running, if you call the wrong blitz, then they're just fixing to wash you down, and you have nobody left to do or make a tackle. So it's one of those games where we just have to come out and be sound in our alignment, be sound and be smart as far as who we're keying, and be great tacklers. Because if you're not doing one of those things right, you're liable to get scored on. And they have a big O-line. The right side of their O-line is extremely large. They're big from the tackle to the center. They're good size. Probably the smallest guy is the left guard, and he is the guy that will knock you out. He is probably the most physical guy on their O-line. So we're don't let the record fool you when it comes to Hallsville. And you know they have a new coaching staff and they have some new guys over there, but they're doing a really good job with those kids. They're getting better every week. So you know, like I said, it's extremely concerning knowing that once again we got to win to continue to play. And defensively, we had a great game Friday night, and I just hope that we can feed off of that and play well this coming Friday, and not let Friday night be the great game that it was, and not be able to carry on because told the kids yesterday, guys, if you let them get some momentum, it's going to be a long night. They're not going to be quick to snap the ball. They're going to come up to the line. They're going to take their time, and then they're going to be really good at executing whatever it is they call. So if we can't get off the field and we allow them to keep the ball for an extended period of time in a possession, then it's going to be a rough night because, they're liable to possibly get points off of it. And we can't give up points for the sake of it limits the amount of time that our offense has the ball. So we got to do a good job of being sound in what we're doing and trying to stop a really good offense. I'll give them the credit that they deserve because they really are a really good offense.
Thanks for watching Channel 18 News. Have a great evening.